Chesley B. Sullenberger 3, Sully, My Search for What Really Matters. Dive into the remarkable life story of Chesley Sully Sullenberger in Sully, My Search for What Really Matters, a narrative that encapsulates his journey from a self-reliant childhood to becoming a national hero. This summary offers a glimpse into the formative experiences and values that shaped Sully's character, such as self-reliance, discipline, and a goal-oriented mindset, which were ingrained from his early years helping his father with meticulous tasks around the house. As you traverse through his military academy training, you'll uncover how rigorous discipline and resilience prepared him for challenges beyond the clouds. Transitioning from a decorated fighter pilot to the commercial aviation world, Sully faced adversities that culminated in the dramatic emergency landing of Flight 1549 on the Hudson River. Explore the crucial moments of his fateful flight, his split-second decisions, and the philosophy of goal sacrificing, which ultimately saved 155 lives and demonstrated unparalleled calm under pressure.
Lessons of Self-Reliance. Chesley B. Sullenberger's upbringing was a masterclass in self-reliance, courtesy of his father's practical approach to life. His father embraced tasks like carpentry, wiring, and roofing, teaching Sullenberger and his siblings not only independence but the importance of precision and diligence. A defining moment came when young Sullenberger cut a piece of wood too short, prompting his father to impart the now famous wisdom, measure twice, cut once. This lesson instilled the significance of thoroughness and the permanence of certain mistakes. Sullenberger's youth was filled with satisfaction from tangible achievements. Whether mowing the lawn or helping install shingles, he thrived on the visible progress of his efforts. This preference for clear, measurable outcomes underpinned his goal-oriented mentality. Growing up in the 1960s, Sullenberger was clear about his aspirations, a life first in the military, then as a commercial pilot. Even as a young boy, he explored self-awareness with remarkable insight, openly listing both his strengths and flaws in his 8th-grade writings. Habits like politeness were credited to his upbringing, while impatience and perfectionism were areas he acknowledged needing work. His teacher's simple encouragement that he was doing fine was emblematic of the era's concise support. This feedback and the cultural expectations of the time cultivated his regimented, self-demanding nature, qualities he believed made him a proficient pilot. Sullenberger's writings brimmed with affection for his family, expressing pride in his sister and deep gratitude for his mother's unfaltering care. His father's wisdom was a guiding force, teaching through both guidance and allowing Sullenberger to learn from mistakes. These familial connections forged his lifelong values and principles. Despite the imperfections of his home, with its slanted floors and financial challenges, Sullenberger valued his upbringing profoundly. The house, crafted by his grandfather, was more than walls, it was a vessel of memories and lessons. He recognized the immense fortune of being raised in such a nurturing environment where his parents imparted crucial life lessons in their distinct ways. Courage and flight. Sullenberger's journey at the Air Force Academy, starting June 23, 1969, transformed him profoundly, shaping his life and career. Coming from the rural landscapes of Texas, he found the diverse backgrounds of his fellow cadets an invigorating contrast. Regardless of their origins, whether from prominent families or humble beginnings, every cadet faced an equalizing initiation marked by symbolic changes, where personal histories became secondary to the shared experience. Of the 1,406 cadets who embarked on this journey, only 844 completed it, highlighting the Academy's rigorous demands. For Sullenberger, the sweeping vistas of Colorado and the Academy's modern architectural backdrop formed an inspiring setting. Being one of the early intakes, he recognized the privilege of potentially joining the ranks of the 15th graduating class, with the first having completed their training just a decade earlier, in 1959. The relentless routine of military discipline was a stark departure from his former life, leaving him initially disoriented. Through challenging hazing rituals and stringent training sessions, the Academy instilled in him the invaluable principles of duty, honor, and service before self. Such ideals were not merely taught but lived, with cadets learning the weight of responsibility in the accountability that accompanies it, echoing in the reflexive responses of yes, sir, no, sir, and no excuse, sir. Through adversity, Sullenberger discovered an unanticipated depth of resilience and determination. The camaraderie that developed among cadets, forged in the crucible of shared trials, was underscored by unique experiences including memorable flights in a Lockheed T-33 military jet and the serene challenge of glider flying. His newfound passion for aviation translated into teaching others, eventually earning him the title of Outstanding Cadet in Airmanship by his 1973 graduation. The Air Force Academy provided more than military instruction. It offered a comprehensive education focused on building character, expanding knowledge, and encouraging contributions beyond military confines. While cadets might jest about their experiences, the discipline and high standards ingrained there equipped them for future challenges, both within and outside military service. For Sullenberger, this period was a crucible that not only honed his skills and ambitions but also prepared him for a lifetime marked by disciplined excellence and a profound love of flying. Liftoff beyond boundaries. In the late 1970s, Sullenberger found himself at a crossroads as his tenure with the Air Force neared its end. Despite his deep passion for flying fighter jets, he realized that advancing in the military meant a shift toward bureaucratic roles, which required skills in networking and a strong grasp of politics. However, Sullenberger was more focused on his flying skills than navigating the political landscape. The post-Vietnam budget cuts also limited flying opportunities, challenging his resolve to maintain his piloting proficiency. Faced with fewer chances to take to the skies, he based his future on the moments he could spend flying. On February 13, 1980, Sullenberger bid farewell to military life with a bittersweet final combat training mission. Transitioning into the civilian sector, he faced an aviation industry shaken by federal deregulation, leaving many airlines in financial distress. Yet, Sullenberger landed a position with Pacific Southwest Airlines as a flight engineer on the Boeing 727, embracing the industry's lasting prestige even amidst its changes. This transition required shedding some combat instincts, yet he relished the honor of his new role despite the turbulent state of commercial aviation. Throughout his nearly 30-year career, he experienced the stark differences between military and civilian aviation. In the airline industry, recognition and promotion weren't necessarily drawn from individual merit but rather from broader industry movements. Sullenberger quietly progressed to the role of captain, playing an unassuming yet critical role in safely transporting approximately 1 million passengers. Most of these travelers would move on without noticing their pilot. But destiny had its unique plans, thrusting him into the spotlight on an unforgettable day known as the Miracle on the Hudson. His journey demonstrated the profound impact of dedication, resilience, and a fervent love for aviation that transcended the constraints of both military and civilian domains. Miracle on the Hudson. On a frigid January day in 2009, Captain Sullenberger piloted an Airbus A320-214 from New York's LaGuardia Airport. Familiar skies unfolded below as the plane, carrying 150 passengers and 3 crew, ascended smoothly into the winter air. Within moments, however, the routine flight transformed into a desperate struggle for survival. Barely reaching an altitude of 3,000 feet, the aircraft encountered an unforeseen menace, a dense flock of Canada geese. These formidable birds, with their wide wingspans, came too close and collided with the plane. The violent impact echoed like a hailstorm, damaging the nose, wings, and catastrophically, both engines. Although Sullenberger had faced bird strikes before, this was unlike anything he had ever experienced. The engines, crippled by the collision, ceased to function, leaving only an eerie silence punctuated by unsettling vibrations. A burning stench confirmed the worst, both engines were fatally compromised. The aircraft, rapidly losing altitude at over 1,000 feet per minute, revealed an urgent and harrowing crisis unfolding over the Bronx, with Manhattan looming ahead. With swiftly diminishing time, Captain Sullenberger grappled with the grim reality: this flight would not end on a runway. Despite the dire circumstances, his seasoned instinct took over as he directed the faltering plane, searching with singular focus for an unlikely landing spot. Thus began the makings of an extraordinary aviation event, marked by ingenuity and courage in the face of an unprecedented airborne emergency. Miracle on the Hudson. When a dire situation unfolded in the skies, Captain Sullenberger found himself making a pivotal decision. The Hudson River, despite its unpredictable nature, emerged as a potential savior. Its broad expanse and calm surface on that day made it feasible for a water landing. Faced with the impossible, Sullenberger embraced a strategy known as goal sacrificing, which involves prioritizing crucial goals and sacrificing lesser ones. In this case, saving lives took precedence over the costly loss of an aircraft valued at $60 million. With the realization of the impending emergency, Sullenberger addressed passengers with composed clarity, "Brace for impact." As the aircraft descended, the landscape of New York, from its river bluffs to towering skyscrapers, seemed to draw the plane into the city's embrace. Despite the looming threat, Sullenberger's faith in his ability to perform a safe water landing was unshakable, eclipsing any fear. Operating without engine thrust minimized control, leaving Sullenberger to focus on adjusting the plane's pitch, a critical task for maintaining optimal glide speed. Utilizing gravity's natural pull, the plane continued its descent, its wings generating lift with precision. Within moments of the bird strike that spurred this crisis, the Hudson and the Earth crept closer, demanding a decision to flare the plane for landing. Upon impact, the rear of the aircraft struck hard, countered by a rougher yet successful combination of engineering and skill. The plane skidded to a halt on the river's surface, nose elevated and wings level, despite a steeper descent than ideal. Stabilizing mere minutes afterwards, passengers were treated to an unparalleled view of New York's skyline. The evacuation was efficient, with all aboard disembarking swiftly despite setbacks like non-functional aft exit doors and flooding at the rear. A coalition of boats, ferries, and helicopters facilitated the rescue, showcasing a collective effort under extraordinary pressure. This remarkable day underscored the power of swift decisions, prioritization, and unrivaled expertise in the face of adversity. Though the Airbus 320 was lost, the true triumph was reuniting each soul on board with loved ones, demonstrating that quick thinking and teamwork can lead to miraculous outcomes.
Chesley Sullenberger's Sully, My Search for What Really Matters provides an insightful chronicle of a life dedicated to excellence and service. The narrative weaves together his childhood lessons, military discipline, and professional challenges, culminating in a historic act of heroism that exemplifies his deep-seated values of responsibility, precision, and prioritization. Through his incredible journey, readers are invited to reflect on the importance of preparation and integrity, both in mundane routines and extraordinary circumstances. Sully's story is not just about a miraculous water landing, but an inspiring testament to living a life guided by core principles. Whether navigating a career or handling life's unexpected turbulence, the book imparts a profound lesson. Sometimes, true success comes from knowing what to let go, and focusing on what truly matters, the preservation of human life and the compassion that binds us all.